What's up, y'all? In going through some of my DMs today, I realized that there was a situation that I wanted to address, and I forgot about it until I went through my DMs today. I'm working on it. I'm gonna put a trigger warning in the middle of the video when I'm about to get graphic so that people could either scroll away or fast forward it. I'll put a timestamp in the description below on YouTube so that people could just fast forward it. But a couple of months back, I was asked about a live where I'm not even gonna call him a man, was talking shit about OG Rescue. So we're gonna watch that first, and then I'll elaborate.
They'll stop. More than likely, they're going to stop before anything even comes of it, because I'm not playing.
Oh, you were serious? You were serious. So just a little bit of context. This man was in a live discussing, threatening OG Rescue. And we all know what OG Rescue does around here. So I'm sure you can imagine where this is heading.
I'm going to get in touch with Joey.
Not Joey. Oh my God, what are we going to do?
Making threats. And it's too much. You've gotten out of hand now. And I won't do this day in and day out. I won't do it day in and day out. I got you.
Well, therein lies the problem with being on a public platform. Not only asking people for money or expecting them to support you in some way, but also having the charges that you have. People are allowed to not want to share any type of space with people that have done the things that you've done.
You got shit. As the old saying goes. That's all it takes. I got the two main ones right now. I got the two main ones, and I got another girl that she's on my shit list now, too. I got 3 of them.
I think it's important for people to know that at this point in time, OG didn't threaten him, as he says. I also figured out while I was doing some research that you're not very educated as far as social media goes. So, I don't think that anybody's worried, all right? You're on my shit list. The fuck? What does that even mean?
She'll be getting letters.
Oh, you're new. What kind of letters? Like cease and desist? Because a lot of us, we know that that's really not going to do much, because if I haven't seen all the things said about you, but the things that I do know that I'm going to discuss a bit in this very video, that would go right out the window. All right. Letters, I'm going to assume cease and desist because you said that you've been around for about a year. So you might think that might do something, but it's not going to do anything over here.
You guys need to go to that Decisions 1 page and report the hell out of it, bro. If they record me for 1 second, get that report in. Look at the reports, see the order they're put in, see all the clicks you've got to do, and make sure you report on original content.
Y'all know me in education. That is against terms of service. It's called brigading. You're not necessarily allowed to tell people to go and report things that I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say that they were true. Yeah, that's not allowed on any platforms. Nowhere. Just, teaching you something.
Thank you. Unoriginal content, bullying, harassment, whatever, you know what I mean? TikTok don't play around.
He's real scared and nervous and worried because
fair use. I feel like I explain this all the fucking time. Why does nobody know what fair use is? Also, bullying and harassment is not what I'm gonna do, but I am gonna make this platform and other platforms that I have aware of what you've done, because in my eyes, children, elderly, animals, we don't like people that hurt those types of people. So you could try to report, it's not gonna work.
I got a question. So who is OG?
OG Rescue, very adored member of the community on TikTok, because she fights for animals. She doesn't like that kind. And to be fair, she's not the only one. A lot of us will not tolerate animal abusers.
It's called Bad Decisions 1. That's what someone came in here and said. Bad Decisions 1.
It's terrible decisions.
Their main page.
Don't say it.
Another rookie mistake. You just gave away the account name of your, I'm imagining, is your hate page, right? And so what you're doing by saying that name is you're sending any traffic that you may get over there. Okay. And in your case, I would imagine that that is why people put some distance there. Because when you're faced with the charges, etc., that you've done, people have the right to make a decision whether they want to support you or they don't.
Oh, here we go. Terrible
I don't know who this guy is.
Now, I don't know if you heard that, but that was OG saying, I don't even know who this guy is.
Down? You want me to give you his rundown?
I
I'll give it to
know
you.
who he is.
Okay. All right. So this guy right here is a guy who asks for money.
Okay.
Who has his people in his life to pay his hotel room, to pay his food, to buy him whatever he wants. A couple of years ago, he unalived a dog.
Okay. I've heard about him. But
Yep,
why is
he
my name in
unalived.
his mouth?
Oh yeah, he's talking about you.
Yeah, I can't imagine why people would have a problem with you. You expect people to pay for your hotel room, buy you whatever you want, and you're an animal abuser? Yeah, God forbid people had an opinion about that. And the very moment that OG finds out that he was live threatening her, didn't even know who he was.
And he said that you're going to lose.
His lawyer to talk, or going to send you a letter.
Now, I understand that you, Alexander, may not understand this, but a lot of us have been around for a while, and we're very well aware of what's legally allowed and what is illegally. And unfortunately for you, public record is a motherfucker. So let's get into it, shall we? I got that a couple of months ago, mid-January, I got it. And I actually forgot about it until today when I was going through my Facebook Messenger. So I decided to pop in his live. And you're all never gonna believe this. He had the audacity to change his name to something to do with villain, which did not make me happy. Yeah, I didn't last very long, as you could tell. So, that point that I told you about at the beginning of the video, if you're sensitive to animal abuse, neglect, you're going to want to scroll away right now. Okay? We're going to start off by introducing you to Sterling. This is the 2.5-year-old dog that Alexander over there brutally tortured and killed. I can't imagine why he'd be so upset. Like, it's a complete and total shock that people on the internet are going to have opinions about what he's done. Now, I want y'all to pay attention here. He tried to adopt that dog, but his application was denied. So he sent a friend in to get the dog. Okay, weird. Then, crazy. He is not in good hands. Just the rest of the article. Then, when his roommate asked where the dog was, Alex said that he went to a good home. Really? Just more of the article. Unbelievable. Disgusting. And pled no contest. You deserve for people to do this to you. You could have at any time brought that animal back to the shelter. You could have rehomed him. You made a choice to do what you did to him. Looking back, you realized there were better ways of handling the situation. You didn't do it with some kind of sick, twisted, premeditative motive. Of course you would go back and do it differently because you didn't want to go to prison. Pause to read this. And then to make matters worse, the judge, in my almost 17 years on the bench, your case is by far the worst, most deplorable example of animal cruelty I've ever seen. Words are inadequate to express the depth and breadth to your cruelty. But fuck it, you'll just make a TikTok account and beg for money off of people that don't know that this exists, because you are the last person that I would give a fucking penny to. I believe that whatever cruelty that you put on animals, you should have it happen to you. That is the punishment that I think is sufficient, Alexander. And now for my favorite part. I found a couple of your videos and I just have some corrections that I'd like to make to them. You know, I could give a shit less what men like you have to say about me, because you are despicable. And I think that you think a lot higher of yourself than most human beings see you as. So let's get into it.
I'm just sitting here scrolling on a little break, and I see so many content creators live right now, and they're doing one of two things. They're stealing my message.
Your message? Your message. Which would be what? I'm just curious.
Trying to be me. Or, on the other hand, they're just sitting there bitching about how their stream's dead and everything's changed and yada yada.
You had 7 people in there when I entered your live this morning. 7.
And they always have somebody to blame, except for themselves. Take responsibility for your shit.
I find that really interesting for you to say. Take responsibility for your shit. Where your streams, they used to be bigger than 7 people, and then people found out that you were an animal abuser and they really don't want to support that type of behavior.
If you're fake, if you're a liar, if you're a content thief, that's why your stuff's dying.
Or if you're an animal abuser and people find out about that and then decide they don't want to support you, no.
God won't even allow you to succeed.
Kind of strange coming from a bank robber that tortured a dog to death and is homeless, living in a hotel, expecting the people of TikTok to support him. Am I missing it, y'all? So I did notice your tattoo on your neck. Odin's ravens, with the runes in between. Are those qualities that you think you possess? Or do you want them? I have questions. Way too many questions. But you have Odin's 2 ravens on your neck with 4 specific runes. Do you know what they mean? So I took the liberty, in case people are not familiar with Norse mythology and what specific runes mean, I added it because I don't think that you know what they mean. Do you know what you have tattooed on your neck? Because I'm a little concerned. The only thing that I could possibly think of is that these are things that you're hoping tattooing runes on your body will bring you. Just my opinion, you know?
Check it out. This ain't directed at everybody, but when I'm streaming, you guys gotta tap. If you ain't tapping, you're napping. We need taps, we need shares, we need interaction, guys.
Oh, add super entitled to the ever-growing list of personality traits you have.
This happened to reset all the time to get traffic again. That's unacceptable.
7 people. You had 7 people in your life when I entered.
I give you my time, my energy. It needs to be reciprocated a little bit.
Are you forced? Somebody forces you to come to TikTok and live stream? It does look like you have a job, though. So that's a plus, at least, you know? Got at least 1 pro.
But, you know, I said, it ain't gonna be business as usual. We got a stream to run. We got shit to fucking do. And, you know, I ain't being rude, but I ain't gonna waste my time either.
You were 100% being rude. Yeah, you sure are. But then again, like, coming from somebody that treated a dog like that, you know, I don't know, maybe you thought maybe you don't know what rude is. Is that where we're going here? I would assume that prison taught you what rude is. No. I would assume, like, every day I am more and more astounded at the people that are on this fucking app.
So if people aren't going to tap, if you think you're just going to sit in there and ride a wave and whatever the fuck, that's not going to work. I'll just hop off for the night. I got better shit to do, to be honest with you.
Ride a wave? Ride a wave. You know, the screen recording that I have of the people that were streaming your live, they get more people than you in your live. Does that not tell you something?
Check it out. You guys know I ain't for the drama. I've been on this platform for about a year, maybe a little over. I understand there's plenty of people been here longer, plenty of people more famous.
You want me to tell you a secret? You want me to tell you a secret? When you come to this app and have bad intentions, people see that. It's almost like people know how to use their discernment. And the second that I saw you, I was like, ugh. So, and that was like, I didn't have that much information about you, but still, like, the red flags are there. They're there. You know, maybe that's the problem. Maybe the problem is you expect people over here to just throw money at you while you were a bank robber, right? Let's be honest. And have abused and killed, tortured even, a dog. That brings me to my next question. Whose dog is this? Because I read somewhere in your article or record that you were barred from owning animals. So whose dog is this?
In regards to this trolling, I'm not even going to name names. You know who you are. This is the most pathetic behavior I've ever seen in my life.
It depends on what your definition of pathetic would be. My definition of pathetic would be a grown man living in a hotel and asking strangers to pay his way. That's what I think pathetic is, and I think that a lot of people that are going to watch this video would feel the same exact way.
You, first of all, make up complete lies about somebody.
Well, that's something you're not going to have to worry about around here. You know, I make sure that I am putting accurate information on the internet, and that's kind of why it took so long for me to get to you. I wanted to make sure I was doing the right research, if you will.
To try to turn new supporters away. The people on my side of the screen, they know who I am.
I don't know that they're trying to turn new supporters away. I am a firm believer in people making informed decisions about who they're choosing to support on this platform. And the reality is that what you've done, a lot of people will not support. So this might happen where you do find new supporters and the algorithm gods will bring them to somebody that is posting about you. And then they will see it and they'll be like, oh, we don't want to support that. You understand? I'm going to go out on a limb and say that most of the people that come across you in somehow, some way, and maybe give you some kind of support, will support you until they find out about your record. And then they're like, oh yeah, no, we don't want nothing to do with that shit. That's how it goes.
And you're exposing yourself for exactly who the fuck you are.
People's public opinions about your behavior is exposing them for who they are? Okay.
You're a man-hater.
Why does somebody have to be a man-hater? Because they have a problem with the fact that you tortured and unalived an innocent dog.
You're unstable.
I ain't never heard somebody that did what you did to an animal call somebody else unstable.
And all I can say is it's despicable. It's disgusting.
Is this real life? I find it despicable and disgusting that you adopted an animal and then chose to torture it. That's what I find despicable. I find it despicable that you sit on this app and ask other people to support you.
Nobody cares how many coins you have. Nobody cares about the story you have to tell.
Yeah, I think that most would feel that way about you. Wild.
There's a saying that people like you talk about other people because when you talk about yourself, nobody listens. And that's what we all know.
Not necessarily. Uh, not necessarily. I still get 500-600 people in my lives talking about me. You really think you're something, huh?
You and your crew of misfits have a bunch of lame, failed TikTok pages.
Not me and my misfits. We're all pretty established. Over here, I have some mutuals with millions of followers. So, like, it's 7 people in your life, bro. Like, let's be serious here.
Stuck in 200 and 500 view jail. 500 views if they're lucky.
I don't think that's a me problem. I'm just saying. But, like, just for shits and giggles, let's see what yours look like, shall we? Oh. Got it. That's strange, you know?
You went live and nobody gave a fuck about what you had to say.
Oh, I got it. You're talking to yourself through the reflection in your phone from your sunglasses. Because, like, damn near everything that I heard you say in this video, I'm like, I'm pretty sure that that's what you're doing currently. Because you're upset that people have an opinion about your crimes. So much so that you thought that you were going to threaten OG, who also has an established platform. Yeah, she does.
Until you started being evil.
I'm just really wondering what your definition of evil would be. Because I'm pretty sure that like, this is evil. But, you know.
And, blowing things out of proportion.
I don't think that that's blowing anything out of proportion.
Because nobody gave a shit about your fucking worthless ass content that you're posting. Because in your trolling, you've just exposed what a shitty person you are, what shitty people you are. And, I mean, honestly, I've never seen this level of ridiculousness, if you will.
Well, I've never seen this level of people having such a problem on a social media platform with the fact that they have abused an animal, tortured, until that animal unalived and then lied about giving him to a good home. I think that maybe your morals are the morals that are fucking skewed here. People have the right to not want to share a platform or a space with somebody that has committed the crimes that you have. They are inhumane. That judge said that in his 19 years on the bench, he's never seen such a depraved case. And the fact that people have a fucking problem with that is unsettling to you?
This one's for the trolls. I know what's going on. You wish you were me.
No. I'm certain that's not it. I'm certain that's not it. People have the right to let people know what you did.
You wish you had what I had.
I can honestly say that I don't wish that I had a bank robbing charge or a cruelty to animal charge. No. No. That is not why people are talking about you.
You wish you could do what I do.
Which is what? Oh, what? 7 people in your lives? Even when even before, when I had your size platform, I was still getting 300-400 people in my lives. What? Are you okay? Are you like a male version of Gabby? What is wrong with the people that think that people like that don't have shit? They really don't even, they're not even good people. And this is the only defense that they have. The fuck? Anywhoosies. My P.O. Box is in my link tree if you feel like you're gonna send me a letter and it's gonna do a fucking thing. It's not. I'm sure one of the people that hate and stalk my entire life will give you everything else you need. But you started talking about OG. She didn't even talk about you. And here we are, months later, and you really think you're something. I am so offended that you have villain in your name because it maybe change it to like animal abuser or like, I don't know, something less villain like, no thank you. We don't want any association over there. If you have any questions, you can contact me. My email, all very public. I really don't think that, you could stay mad, but people on this platform should be very well aware of the people that they choose to support or may not support on it. Okay? Toodles!